There we go. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here this morning. Let's go ahead and take a seated position that's comfortable. Please make sure that hips are higher than your knees so that everything has a chance to relax through your pelvis. Everybody looks good. Let your shoulders gently relax. Beautiful, you guys. Let your hands come to rest, palms face up. Good. Okay. We're going to play a little bit with breath retention. We're going to start extending our inhales and our exhales a little bit. So let your eyes close. And in these first few cycles of breath, just take a moment to notice how your body feels. Take a moment to notice if you're balancing equally through your sits bones, or are you leaning more to one side or the other? And remember that all we're doing right now is observing. So please, no judgment. Good. Please take time to fidget and make sure that you really are comfortable, that everything is feeling relaxed and open. And when you're ready, let's begin by coming into first our diaphragmatic breath. So as you inhale through the nose, allow the breath to begin at the low belly, fill at the solar plexus, and then finally fill all the way up below the collarbone and behind the heart. And then as you exhale again through the nose, allow it to release from behind the heart down to the solar plexus, and then finally into the low belly. And again, find the rhythm, that ebb and flow with the breath, filling from the low belly all the way up. And as you exhale, releasing from the top down. Good. One more time, slow, steady inhale, coming from the bottom up. And then releasing from the top down. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend gently our rectangle breath. So first breath will be to the count of 4. Second breath will be to the count of 5. Third breath and the rest will be to the count of 6. So what we're going to do is I'll go ahead and count for the first several, and then when we get the rhythm, we'll let y'all do 3 at your own pace, okay? So when you're ready, again, using the diaphragmatic breath, so coming from the bottom, moving to the top, let's begin to a count of 4, 3, 2, 1 with the inhale, and then pause, 1, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2. Inhaling now to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 1, 2. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 1, 2. Inhale, count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 1, 2. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2. And again, inhaling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2. Now you're going to continue. If 6 was too long, take it back to the space that was comfortable for you. And let's do 3 full cycles of breath. At the end of the third breath, please take your palms and place them over your heart. Beautiful, you guys. From here, we're going to move into sound, vibration. So when you're ready, I want you to think about and connect to the vibration and allow it come from deep within the center, filling the heart, filling all parts of the body. So really connect into each ah, and then the o, and then the mm. On your fourth breath, please set your intent, making it an I am statement for something that you most need and something that you most desire. So when you're ready, use that deep diaphragmatic breath. Come from the bottom of the belly and fill to the top. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly release the hands. Allow them to come down by the sides. And now we're going to move into breath of joy. So lengthen all the way out through the fingertips. Slow, deep inhale, allowing the breath to move the arms all the way up. Big, beautiful arc. Top of the inhale, allow the palms to touch. Exhale. Bring the hands down to the heart. Let the thumbs rest at the sternum at the heart point. Another full cycle of breath using that deep diaphragmatic breath. This time as you inhale, allow the hands to come up through the center. Exhale, sweep the arms down and out. If it feels appropriate, allow those inner edges of the shoulders to gently begin to squeeze. And now this time again, deep inhale, lengthen all the way out and up, big full arc, bringing the breath all the way up. Exhale, bringing it down to the heart. Pause here, full cycle of breath. Again, using that deep diaphragmatic breath, filling from the bottom up and releasing from the top down. And then again, deep inhale. Bring those hands all the way back up. Exhale. Sweep it out. If it feels appropriate, squeeze those inner edges. There we go. Good. And then gently roll into the shoulders. If your trunk wants to make movement as well, allow the trunk to make movement. Both directions, clockwise and counterclockwise. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab our strap. We're going to begin by placing it over our right shoulder. Okay. And then what I invite you to do is to take it down behind you and let it rest. So hold it on to, and you'll pin it with your sit bone. Okay. So this way you only have to worry about one side. So where I'd like you to place the strap is where you have your neck comes down, and then you have this little junction where the neck muscles go underneath the upper traps, okay? So it's this little point of where the shoulder meets the neck, and that's where I'd like you to hold it, right there. And then just give it some gentle tug down. So all you're doing is just kind of connecting into, there you go, good. When you're ready, I invite you to gently, slowly allow that left ear to roll towards that left shoulder. And just breathe. So what we're doing here as we're holding the strap is that we're helping to pin the insertion points of our neck muscles because they live underneath the collarbone and attached to the first and second rib. So just allow everything to open gently. Now we're going to do one more piece. So I want you to continue to hold on to the strap with the right hand. You're going to take your left hand, bring it up and over so that the fingertips are pointing towards the ears. And very gently, we're just going to make this an isometric stretch. So I want you very gently to press the head into the hand. There's no movement, but we're just going to wake things up in the neck just a little bit more. Breathe here. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly release that left hand, bring it back down. And again, just connect into that left ear and that left shoulder. Notice that there's a little bit more range of motion right there. And then leading with the chin, I want you to very gently, very slowly tip the chin so that now that it's working towards the collarbone. And then gently bring your head up. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, we're going to release the strap from the right side. Take a moment and see if you notice a difference between the right side and the left side. And now we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So you're going to place your strap over the left shoulder. You're going to take the back end of the strap and bring it all the way down so that you are actually sitting on the strap. And again, just as we did on the other side, what we're looking for is that place where the neck comes down and then the upper trapezius muscles begin to overlap that. So that's where you want your strap. And then just gently pull the strap down. Okay. So this should be a gentle tug. It should feel really comfortable, really good. When you're ready, as you exhale, gently, slowly begin to bring that left ear towards that left shoulder. Excuse me, that right ear towards that right shoulder. Oh, it's going to be one of those mornings. Sorry, y'all. And just enjoy connecting into, please make sure always that as you're stretching in such a way that your body wants to lean into the stretch. You're never taking it to the point of where your body feels like it needs to move away. We're working from the space of invitation, the space of opening. This time you're going to take your right hand. I want you to bring it up and over. Oh, and just gently with your breath as you get ready, inhale, and just gently press the head into the hand. Again, making sure that as you're doing this, you're coming from a space of invitation, something that your body wants to lean into rather than move away from. Breathing and opening. Even as you continue to gently pull down with that left hand. And then very gently, slowly release that right hand. Allow the head to come back up for a moment and then bring it back. So right ear is moving towards that right shoulder. Just take a moment to see if you notice a difference. And then when you're ready, gently tip the chin down towards the chest. And then gently bring the head back up. Oh, there we go. Okay. And just take a moment and notice how everything feels. Okay. Take just your two fingers and bring them back up behind the ears to where the jaw meets the ears. And just take a moment and see if there's any tension. You might want to go ahead and bring one of the fingers up and around. So it's like you've got two different marma points. You have one that is right behind the ears where the jaw and the earlobe meet. And just notice that that is a little tender right now today. If it is, you can just move some gentle circles. Okay. And then if you choose, you can slide those fingers up to just in front of the ear. There's another marma point right there. And if that's holding some tension, just gentle circles right there. Just kind of loving on all the small grumpy bits that your body may have. And then gently release that. Take a moment and you're going to open your jaw as wide as you can. So, bring your tongue out, stretch your tongue. Move your jaw from side to side. It's okay. No one can see you, so it's okay. You can be really silly here. Okay, good. Nice. Beautiful. All right, let that come back. Okay, going to move a little bit more into the shoulders. Bring your arms out. Want you to wave with your right hand because that's the one that we're going to use first. And allow the right arm to sweep underneath the left arm. If it feels comfortable, you can bring your hands to your shoulders. If you would like to do more this morning, you're going to allow this left hand to come back to meet the right hand. Okay, so we're just doing eagle arms for a moment. And what I want you to do is just, take a moment and discover how are the shoulders feeling this morning, right? I'm going to turn myself over to the side just a little bit so it's a little bit easier to talk to you. So I'm not trying to talk to you through my legs or through my arms. We're going to try something here a little bit and make this just a little bit more of an isometric piece. What I want you to do is, since we've got our arms wrapped forward, I want you to take this upper part of your arm. So I want you just to take this part of your arms, right? And I want you to see how it feels to actually work to draw them a little bit closer together. Oh, how does that opening now feel through the shoulder blades at the back? So all you're doing is taking those upper arms and squeezing them just a little bit closer together. And then gently, slowly release that. So you're going to unwind. Bring your arms back out. And now what we're going to do is I want you to take those inner edges of the shoulder blades and squeeze those together. Just squeeze. Good, nice, beautiful, you guys. And then let that relax. Now connect into the left hand. You're going to allow that left arm to come underneath. Again, first part, if this is where it's comfortable, take hands to shoulders. If you want to continue, this time the right hand is going to come back. And again, I'm just adjusting myself a little bit so that I can talk to you. Beautiful, you guys. That looks fabulous. And now we're going to do that same thing that we did on the other side. So again, you're going to take the upper part of the arm, both of the arms, and I want you just to feel them draw a little bit closer together. And just observe the sensations you get in between the shoulder blades on the back, okay? And again, remember, you're squeezing only as much as to make this an invitation. You're not trying to cause pain. If it is causing pain, then you're doing way too much. We're just looking for that opening, that little bit of isometric, oh yeah, we can do this. Good. And then gently using your breath, allow your arms to release. Oh, bring them back out one more time. And again, with your breath, gently squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Oh, really squeeze. Bring them down now a little bit. So we're looking at about 45 degrees. Squeeze. And just keep breathing. So again, we're working some isometric opening through the shoulders. Good. And then one more time. Up and squeeze. Oh. Beautiful. Nice. Awesome, you guys. That looks fabulous. Good. And let them come down. Oh, one more time. Let's roll into the shoulders. And then forward. And then come back into the head and the neck. And just observe. Does everything start to feel like, oh, we're moving a little bit today? Yes. No? Life is good. Okay, good. Awesome. All right, you guys. So now we're going to do just a very simple, gentle twist. So if you choose, you can either keep your legs cross-legged. That's going to make this a smaller twist. If you would like to do a little bit more, then I'm going to invite you to bring, I'm just backing up so that y'all can see my legs, bring your legs out into a little bit of a wide V, okay? So what I want us to do is to begin, allow this right leg to ease its way forward a little bit and allow this left hip to recede just a little bit, okay? Taking your left hand, if you're still on your bolster or your blanket, left hand is going to come just behind, okay? If you're all the way down onto the floor, left hand is still going to come just behind, okay? You're going to take that right arm, inhale up. And here's the fun part. I want you to begin to squeeze and pull with your left trunk. So really squeeze. Feel that left side of your trunk. Pull yourself over towards the left. Then gently allow that right hand to come down either on top of the thigh or just to the outside. Allow the shoulders to relax. And just breathe here. So you're still squeezing a little bit through that left side, activating the trunk so that the spine in the spinal column can stay very safe. If your body says yes, as you exhale, you can now use the middle of the spine in between the shoulder blades to increase the twist just a little bit and then allow the head and neck to follow. So you're really paying very close attention to what your body is telling you. And you're only going as far as you feel the invitation. And then gently to begin to unwind, release first the head and neck, then the thoracic spine in between the shoulder blades. And then finally, when you get ready, You're going to go ahead and inhale, lengthen into that right arm. And now what I want you to do is squeeze into this right side and allow the right side to pull you back to center. And then bring that arm down. Take a moment a little bit, and I want you to feel the rib cage. I want you to stretch the rib cage to the right. Breathe in this way. And then let that relax and squeeze and lengthen into the left side of the rib cage. So we're not really moving through the hips at this point. We're just trying to open into that rib cage. One more time. Lengthen into the right side of the rib cage. Breathe, and then exhale, lengthen into the left side of the rib cage. And breathe. And just take a moment to notice how it feels. Good. All right, now we've got to realign the hips. So take a moment, allow that right hip to come back, left hip to come forward a little bit, and now we're going to move to the second side. So now I want you to bring that left hip a little bit more forward. Ease that right hip back just a little bit more. Okay. When you've got that and you feel centered and grounded, we're going to now take the right hand and it's going to come behind, either on top of the cushion or down onto the floor. Okay. Inhale, lengthen into that left arm. But you're going to begin this twist now squeezing into the right side of your trunk. So I want you to squeeze and activate so that that right side actually pulls your body over towards the right. And when you feel like that right side has squeezed as much as it can, gently release that left hand. So it's either resting on top of the thigh or just to the outside. Keep squeezing, gentle squeeze through that right side. You might find that you have one side that's a little easier to activate than the other, and that's fine. Beautiful, you guys. Everyone, if you feel that you would like to continue, keep squeezing through that right side of the trunk, and then gently allow the twist to come from in between the shoulder blades. Again, only going as far as your body is inviting you to go, and then allow your head and neck to complete the twist. But you're still gently active through that right side, keeping your spinal column safe. And you're still breathing, so please make sure you're not holding your breath. From here, gently, slowly, unwind the head and neck. Then unwind the thoracic spine in between the shoulder blades. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen that left arm up. And now I want you to squeeze again through that left side to bring yourself all the way back to center. Allow that left arm to come down. And again, one more time. Let's go ahead and open and stretch. I want you to really lengthen into that rib cage, into the left side. Oh, feel it open. And I'm purposely keeping our hands low because I want you to really place the hands on the rib cage and really begin to feel that opening. Then gently release that. And now let's try opening into that right rib cage. Really feeling that opening as well. And breathing deeply. Good. And then gently, kind of wiggling through the torso. How does that feel? Beautiful, you guys. Okay, good. All right. Now, we're going to do something a little fun and a little crazy to start to wake up our hips a little bit. This is one of those things where it's like we used to do this all the time when we were kids. At least I did. Maybe I was just a little off. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring our legs forward. We're off of our bolster or our blanket, okay? And what we're going to do is we are going to take our sits bones and we are going to walk forward on our sits bones, okay? So If your hands need to be in like soft fists and they need to be kind of bent at the elbow, that's fine. So you've got that little march going with your arms, however that works. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to start with your left sits bone, left glute, lift it up and pull it forward. Then you're going to take your right glute and pull it forward. And you're just going to use your sits bones. Oh, yeah. And we're walking ourselves forward. Oh, good. Awesome. Now we're going to walk back. So bring those hips back. There we go. Good. And you may notice that as you're doing this, how is this happening? But you're actually warming up. We're going to do it again. We're going to march forward again. Make those sits bones work. Here we go. Oh my God, I'm seeing people smile. God forbid we should be smiling during yoga. Come back. Good. Beautiful. Oh yeah. All right, so now, guess what we did? We just hooked everything together. We hooked the shoulder complex together. We hooked the pelvic complex together. Beautifully done, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, are we ready now? Because now we're going to get to do a little bit of core work. So here's what I invite you to do. Please take whatever variation feels best for you. So if you know that your core is like, I don't want to work today. So the most that your body can invite is to simply do tabletop. Then I want you to do tabletop. The next step, if you feel that your body can invite a little bit more, is to come down onto the forearms, lightly interlace your fingers, okay? And this might be your posture for today. And what you might do from here is squeeze through the core as you exhale and just gently, slowly bring your shoulders forward as you breathe, and then gently pressing down through the forearms, and just gently lengthening back, okay? So we'll do that again. So Maggie wasn't able to be here today because she's in quilting, but she had asked me about movement and posture for serratus anterior. This is for Maggie. So again, from here, all you have to do is just very gently shift your body weight forward. Okay, so my head is now coming past my hands. And I'm breathing here. And I'm pretending like this is really a lot of fun. And then exhale, press down through the forearms. And just gently press yourself back. Okay, so if this is as far as your body wants to invite you today to do movement, then this is you right here. If your body says, well, you know, I might could do a little bit more, then what you're going to do is just gently curl underneath the toes and take yourself into half dolphin plank. And breathe. Beautiful. And as you're here, if your body says, you know, I'd like to do a little bit more movement, what you're going to do is you're going to lift your hips and walk your feet up, making sure that you're not overextending into the ankles. Okay, so again, you're only doing as much as your body says yes. Now from here, you're going to walk your feet back down and come back into half dolphin plank. Beautiful, you guys. And then one more time, if your body says yes, I'd like to do a little bit more. You're going to lift your hips and walk your feet up. And breathe. And if your body is feeling really playful today, you're going to take that right leg and lift it up. So now we're balancing on 3 rather than 4. And then gently bring that right leg down. Then you're going to bring that left leg up, balancing on 3 rather than 4. And then gently bring that left leg down. Walk the legs back. Come back into half dolphin plank. Bend into the knees. And then gently press back. So again, we're being very mindful of knees. Oh, and we're just gently lengthening a little bit into the shoulders. Deep, full, lengthening breath. And then unwind the hands, so unclasp the hands. Let the arms come out wide. Again, we're being very careful with our knee flexion here. So we're going to spend just a little bit of time on the knees. If we need to stop and put a blanket underneath the knees for some extra cushion, please do that. Okay. So coming from the space that's wide, I want you to open the knees just a little bit more. So rather than having the knees approximately hip distance, just allow the toes to touch and allow the knees to come out a little bit more. So now we're just going to release a little bit. Again, you're being very mindful of how far back you're coming, hips to heels, in order to protect the flexion of the knees. So arms are now wider than shoulder distance. We're going to begin by walking the hands over to the right, and I want you to shift the hips over to the left. And just breathe into this left side. Beautiful. Everyone looks fabulous. Good. Nicely done. And again, we're being very mindful. If you have good flexion of the knees and you'd like to come all the way back, hips to heels, that's fine. But I also want you to be taking very good care of your knees. And if it's too much for that, only go as far as your body invites you or tells you that it's comfortable going. And breathe. Nicely done. Beautiful, you guys. And just breathe here for a moment. So we're really working on opening now, not only into the low back, but then also into the hips. Because we love our hips. They get us to many places. And then when you're ready, very gently, slowly, walk the hands back. One more time, come down onto the forearms. Hands can either touch or fingers can lightly interlace. You're going to bring those shoulders forward. Breathe, pressing down through the forearms. Drawing up and in through the core. Those of you that really want to increase the practice through the shoulder blades, I want you to feel the shoulder blades begin to draw together and then slide down towards your waist. So really see if you can activate into your lower trapezius muscle and your latissimus dorsi. Gently, slowly press down and begin to press back. We're going to do this very, very slowly so that you can continue to connect into the lower part of the shoulder blade. So as we're sliding back and the arms are coming up, we're working to hold the shoulder blades more or less in place by continuing to activate through the lower trapezius muscle and into the latissimus dorsi. And breathe. Then let that relax, soften, unwind the hands. Again, allow the arms to spread wide. However much your body says it can flex through the knees. Drop the forehead onto the mat. And breathe here. So come back to the breath that we began with, so that you're inhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2. And then gently come back to the diaphragmatic breath. This time, you're going to gently walk your hands over to the left. Let the hips shift over to the right. Breathe deeply into that right rib cage. Making sure that Your body sees this movement as an invitation, something to lean into. Slow, gentle movement that feels good. And then very, very gently walk those hands back. One last time, I want you to come down onto the forearms. Palms are touching, fingers are either lightly interlaced or not. That's up to you. From here, gently engaging through the core, bring the shoulders forward. As you bring the shoulders forward, I want you to see if you can squeeze into those inner edges of your shoulder blades. And then feel those shoulder blades begin to slide down. Take a moment of pause when your face is just beyond, your nose is just beyond the fingertips. Keep squeezing through those shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, ever so slowly, pressing down through the forearms. Keep squeezing and gently press back. But I want you to really connect into those lower trapezius muscles, serratus anterior, and latissimus dorsi. Breathe. When you're here, feeling the extension, one last piece, squeeze the upper arms towards each other this time. Really allow it to engage. And then gently let it release. Spread through the arms, releasing the hands. Pause, bring the top of the forehead down onto the mat again. You're only bending through the knees, sinking the hips to the heels as much as your body says yes to. One more thing. From here, I want you to release. You're going to put a little bit of pressure on the top of the forehead. Walk the hands back. As long as your body says yes, and it's an invitation, interlace the fingers behind you. Now, squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades. You may need to release the palms and feel the inner edges of the shoulder blades squeeze together. This may lift your arms off your back, or it may not. You're coming from the squeeze of the inner edges of the shoulder blades, not from the front of the body. Gently let that release. Hands are going to come back. As long as your body says yes, from this modified tabletop, you can step up. And we're going to come up into standing. If your body does not want to do it that way, please modify so that your body is happy. Okay. Here we go. Okie dokie. Let's grab our chairs so that we have them handy. Okay. I'm not sure if we will need them today, but just in case, we have them and we love them. Okay. So here's what I would like us to do. We're going to do, let's see. Someone asked for hips, and someone was also talking about making sure that their legs were strengthened and strong. So we're going to do a little bit of this today for hips and strengthening legs. If you know that your ankles are grumpy, I want you to take your blanket and I want you to place the back of the heels onto the blanket, okay? If you need something that is firmer, please use that, okay? So what we're going to do is, if you have grumpy ankles. You are going to come to the edges of the mat. So notice that I've got this nice little rectangle. I want you to place one heel on one edge, the other heel on the other edge. Notice that my feet are out at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, are we comfortable there? Good. Please make sure that this is comfortable. Let your hands come to your hips, you guys. So here's the deal. Again, you're doing this from the space of invitation. So only go as far as your body says it'd like to go. All right? When you're ready, you're going to take a full inhale coming from the low belly. As you exhale, I want you to engage through the core, squeeze through the glutes, and gently bend into the knees. Okay, good. Beautiful. And breathe here. Nice. Very lovely. Torso should be upright and relaxed. You should be feeling a little bit of quiver through the tops of the thighs. These are your quadriceps. We love our quadriceps. And you're also squeezing into your glutes just a little bit to keep everything stable through the low back. Beautiful. Here we go. We're going to bring ourselves back into extension through the legs. So I want you to squeeze a little bit more through the glutes, press down through the feet, and gently straighten the legs. That wake everybody up. Okay, so here we go. Again, moving in a modified goddess pose. As you exhale, coming from a strong core, relaxed upper torso, gently bend into your knees. Remember, this does not have to be a big movement. This time, if your body says it would like to try a little bit more, you can lift the left heel off. There you go, good. Bring it back down. Lift the right heel off. Only if your body's saying yes. Bring it back down. Here we go. Squeeze a little bit more into the glutes. Press down through the feet. Gently bring the legs up. Lovely. Okay, from here, I want you to bring your feet so that they are facing forward. Okay, legs are still slightly wider than hip distance. If this feels better for you to have a wider stance, take a wider stance. Okay. This time, what we're looking for is gentle bend in the knees, drawing up and in through the core. You're either going to curl down one vertebrae at a time or come down with a flatter back, whichever feels best for your body. Gently hinge. You're going to come down halfway. Let your hands come to rest on top of the knees. And while you're here, I want you to take just a moment, squeeze those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. Find them, ask them to work from a different plane of gravity. To bring yourself back up, squeeze deeply into the glutes, and slowly, gently bring yourself back up. Roll the shoulders. Good. Beautiful, you guys. Okay, if that felt okay with knees slightly apart, go ahead and try stepping in one step. So now our feet are about hip distance apart. Again, strong core, so deep inhale. Push that belly out. As you exhale, draw that belly back in. Squeeze into the glutes, slightly bending into the knees. And come down. About halfway. And keep squeezing through the glutes. Now that you've brought your feet one step closer together, hands are on top of the knees, I want you to notice if there's a difference in activation through our Ardha Uttanasana, our half forward fold. And breathe. Okay. And then when you're ready, press down through the feet, squeeze through the glutes. Bring yourself back up. Okay, good. This time, if your body says yes, you can place your hands. I'm just turning myself to the side so that you can see. Place your hands to the low back. And all you're going to do is let the pelvis just very gently Move a little bit forward. This is not a big movement, you guys. Squeeze into the glutes. Press down through the feet. And all we're doing is we're just allowing the front of the pelvic bowl to just open a little bit. So there you go. Gently, slowly, come back to neutral. One more time, if that felt comfortable with the feet, one step in, you can keep them there. If you want to try something a little bit more, bring them in one step more, okay? If your knees are touching at this point, the inner parts of your knees, then I want you to step back out, okay? Let the hands come to the hips, squeeze through that low core, squeeze into the glutes, bend so that you are folding forward halfway. Squeeze strongly into the glutes. And again, I want you to notice, hands are on top of the thighs. If there is a difference when you bring your feet just a little bit closer together. You're really focusing on your breath here. If you'd like to make this a little bit more, you can bend into your knees just a little bit more, sitting back a little bit with the hips. Breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Back is long. Again, if you choose, you can try squeezing those inner edges of the shoulder blades together. To come up, squeeze even more strongly through the glutes, press down through the feet. Bring yourself back up. Beautiful, you guys. Take a full deep breath of joy. Come up, exhale. Bring it back down. Woo. Very nicely done. Okay, grab your blocks. So this time, blocks are here in case you want to go a little bit deeper. So we've got one block facing this way, tall, one block short, right there, okay? So this is going to give you something to hold on to, or if your body would like to come down a little bit more, something that you can rest your forehead on. If you're not quite there, you can turn your block this way, or if you're not quite there, you can turn your block that way. So please remember, you guys, this is always about the invitation. Since we did all these different leg positions, find the leg position that felt best for you, whether it was wider, whether it was narrower, okay? Again, full deep inhale. Really fill that belly, bring it all the way up to behind the heart. And then as you exhale, bring it all the way back down, squeezing into the belly, squeezing into the glutes, pressing down through the feet, gently, slowly. Bring yourself down. And here, we're going to just pause for a moment. Breathe. Let everything relax. Hands can either be at the hips or they can be to either side of the block. Let this be a really beautiful place to let go of any stress, any tension. Let your body just enjoy the forward fold. Using your breath, do one more full cycle. If your body says yes, try your 6 count inhale. Pause for 2 counts. 6 count exhale. Pause for 2 counts. All right, from here, squeeze those glutes, press down through the feet. It's really important, you guys, that as you bring yourself up, whether it's one vertebrae at a time or a flat back, you are squeezing through the glutes to provide that support. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move our blocks. We're going to do just a little bit more with lunge. So if your body is feeling really good, you're going to keep your blanket right there. If you need some extra gentle softness for the knees. If your body's going, oh God, now she wants us to do lunge, don't worry about it, okay? So this is just for what's going to feel best for you, okay? So coming up to your chair, just in case you need it for balance, all right? You're going to take your hands to your hips. We're starting with the right leg back. You're going to take a step back with the right foot, okay? Now, if that's too much for the heel, for your ankle, feel free to come up onto the ball of the foot, okay? So from here, you can either do this, it's actually easier, you guys, to do this from the ball of the foot. So please just rotate round so that you're up on the ball of the foot. You've got your chair right here so that if you need it, you've got it. As you exhale, I want you to squeeze really strongly into this right glute. You're going to very gently, slowly bring that right knee down onto your pad. There you go, beautiful, look at you go. Take as much time as you need to. Beautiful. Now, release the foot, come onto the top of the foot so that the leg is long. As long as you have your left knee and ankle stacked, gently allow the hips to come forward just a little bit. This last part, we're going to really make this an isometric movement. I want you to squeeze your adductor muscles, these inner thigh muscles, and I want you to squeeze them as if you were pulling your adductors together, pulling those legs together. So breathe and squeeze, hands are at the hips. Breathe. See if you can do a 6-count inhale. As you're squeezing, see if you can do a 6-count exhale. Then gently, slowly allow that right glute to relax. You're going to take the hips, press them back so that you can gently extend into the left leg. Hands can come to the seat of the chair. Find just a little bit of hamstring extension into that left leg. Beautiful. Lovely. Everybody looks fabulous. Very nicely done. Good. Gently bend back into that left knee. Now, you guys know your bodies. If you know that lifting back up through that right leg is going to be too much, you are in the perfect place. You've got your hands on the seat of the chair to simply step forward, okay? If you would like to do a little bit more, you can let your hands come off the chair, curl underneath the toes, squeeze back into that right glute, and lift back up. So please do what feels best for you. From here, step forward. Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, that's awesome. Nicely done. We're going to do the second side. Okay. This time, the left leg is going to go back. Okay. So we've got our hands to our hips. Shift the body weight to the right leg. Step that left leg back. And just take a moment right here and connect into one leg forward, one leg back. If you want to play a little bit, you can ask those adductor muscles to squeeze, feeling the adductors move towards each other and also noticing that this also helps align the pelvis. Then gently relax that. hands to hips. If your body says yes, come up onto the ball of the foot and very gently, very slowly, squeezing strongly into that left glute. Gently bend into that left knee. Coming down. There you go, good. Just know that you're gonna have one side where this was easier and one side where your body might be just a little bit more going, wow, we're working really hard. Come on to the top of that left foot. As long as your body says yes, and the right knee and ankle are stacked, gently allow the hips to come forward just a little bit. Breathe. Opening into the front or the east side of the body. So you're feeling just a little bit of opening through the top of the quadricep, and then maybe also into the core and the pelvis. From here, if your body says yes, squeeze those adductors. Ask them to activate. Oh, breathe. Beautiful, you guys. Lovely, lovely. One more cycle of breath, and then let that relax. Bring your hands to the seat of the chair. Gently, slowly. Hips are coming back. Right leg is beginning to straighten. And when you get to a place that's comfortable, just breathe, hang out. Making sure that you're always working within the invitation of your body. Use that 6-count breath. And then when you're ready, gently, slowly bend back into the knee. So again, on this side, if your body said, that's as much as I can do, you're in the perfect position to curl underneath the toes and step yourself up. If you would like to do a little bit more, come back upright, hands to the hips, curl underneath the toes, squeeze strongly back into that left glute, and lengthen that leg. Beautiful, you guys. From here, if your body says yes, step forward. Nicely done. Beautiful, you guys. All right. We get to come back down onto our mats. Life is good. So let's come all the way back down. We have our blocks handy. Okay. So gently rolling ourselves all the way back down onto the mat. With our knees bent and our backs on the floor, just take a moment to observe how our body feels. Notice if you have tingling going on anywhere, things are waking up. Notice where your body might be tingling. Breathe. And now from here, beginning with the right leg, I want you to gently draw that right knee in. Giving yourself a gentle hug on that right side. If your body says yes and you'd like to do more, I want you to flex into that right foot. Your right hand, which I'm waving at you, is going to come up to the inside and just wrap gently across the sole of the right foot. If your body says yes and you'd like to do more, rather than have the knee bent, feel free to lengthen into that left leg. And just breathe. Again, we're not asking our bodies to do anything. We are being soft and we are allowing gravity to be the activator. So just breathe here. Now we're going to make this into an isometric pose for just a couple cycles of breath. What I want you to do without any movement is activate into the glute, and I want you to gently push the sole of that right foot into the palm of the right hand and just squeeze through the glute. So there's no movement. You're just activating, working those neuromuscular junctions. All we're doing is asking our body to go, hello, we're awake, we're alive, we're recruited. The muscle fibers are working. Gently allow it to relax one more time. Come back into a soft yin-based pose where gravity is the primary mover. Beautiful, you guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, from here, I'm waving at you with my left hand. You're going to place it underneath the right arm and just gently hold on to the right knee. Release that right hand. Bring it out into T formation. Now you're going to very gently, very slowly begin to bring that right leg over towards the left. Notice that my hip is still on the floor. Okay. When you bring it as far as is comfortable, and you can play with this, it might be that you're going to get a slightly better opening if you bring the knee a little bit closer to your chest. It might be that you're going to get a better opening if you gently draw the leg away from you just a little bit. So there is a wide range of what your body needs. So please take it to where your body needs. So notice that my hip is just a little bit up off the floor, not very much. I'm really working on just isolating into the outer side of the leg. I'm going to take my right hand now and place it just above the knee. I'm going to allow my left hand to come just below the knee, and if possible, you're going to interlace your fingers. If not, just keep them one above, one below the knee. That way the knee is supported. So now we're going to go ahead and move this into something that's a little bit isometric. So again, no movement. We're just asking the muscle fibers to fire. So I want you to again squeeze into the glute from this angle and feel the knee move into the cradle that you have created with your hands. If you get a little shaky shake here, that's fine. It just means that these muscle fibers are maybe not used to moving, activating, and waking up. So all we're doing is just asking our muscle fibers to say, hey, we're awake. And then gently let it relax. Come back into a space where gravity is working as your assist. You can again release the right hand, let it come back out into T formation. You can take this left hand, bring it above the knee, and just very gently take this into a gentle twist. Again, you're only going as far as your body is inviting you to go. Lean into the invitation and enjoy the beauty of the opening. Beautiful, you guys. That looks gorgeous. Very, very nice. Very nice. And then gently, slowly release that. Release the left hand. Bring that right foot back down so that the right knee is raised. And then very gently, very slowly lengthen into that right leg. And just feel the difference between the right leg and the left leg. You may feel a difference, you may not. You may feel some more tingles and sparkles. Just breathe. Let everything relax. Okay, gently bring the right knee back up. Gently bring the left knee back up. If your pelvis feels a little bit off center, come back, square the pelvis. Now gently bring that left knee up. Interlace the fingers, giving yourself that gentle squeeze, gentle hug. No isometrics, just feeling that gravity work. Then if your body says yes, you're going to go ahead, flex into the foot, bring the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Left hand this time comes along the inside, palm is across the sole of the foot. And if your body says yes, now lengthen into that right leg. Again, we're moving gently, slowly, allowing gravity here to be the primary mover. So just let your body soften, just let it sink. Lovely, you guys. Everybody looks fabulous. Good. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now, if your body says yes, we're going to make this into a little bit of an isometric movement. Squeeze into that left glute and press the sole of that left foot into the palm of the right, or excuse me, left foot into left hand. So there's no movement. We're just squeezing and activating. Breathe. Even as you squeeze, making sure that everything is waking up, and then let it relax. Once again, come back to gravity being the primary mover. Soft, soft. Now from here, you're going to take your right hand, waving my fingers at you. You're going to come underneath, in between the arm and the leg. Let that right hand wrap around just below the left knee. Release that left hand, bring it out into T formation. Now very gently, very slowly, draw that left leg over towards the right. And again, you're being very mindful. And remember, you have that range of motion. The knee can come up a little bit closer to the torso. It can also move down and away a little bit. You have a range. So find what your body needs most. Making sure that you're working to keep that left side of the pelvis as close to the floor as possible. When you find that best location for yourself, you can take your left hand again and now place it just above the knee. You can either interlace your fingers or you can hold on one hand just below the knee, one hand just above. When you're ready, making this something isometric, you're going to squeeze into that glute and press the knee into the hands, one above, one below, making sure that everything is safe and taken care of, and make it work. Ask for your muscles to begin to work. Recreate the link between your brain and your muscles. If things start to shake, that's absolutely okay. Waking everything up, and then let it relax. If your body says yes, you can release this left hand again and allow the right to now bring this left leg into a gentle twist. So just very gently, very slowly, continuing to allow that left leg to move a little bit more to the right. Again, only taking it as far as the invitation of your body allows. Breathe. Feel everything soften. And then very gently, very slowly, allow the leg to come back up. Release that right hand and lengthen that right leg down. Or excuse me, that left leg down. Sorry about that. Take a moment just to notice. Let your hands come down by your side, palms facing up. Let your eyes close. Observe how your body feels. We're going to do one last movement before we move into our final relaxation, and that is that we're going to, just to make sure that we've released all of the tension, we're going to squeeze our entire body. So take a slow, deep inhale. Coming from the belly, and as you exhale, squeeze through the toes, through the feet, through the calves, through the upper legs, into the glutes, the core, the torso, the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the face. Squeeze it all. Tighten it down. And then relax. Exhale and let it all go. Please take whatever bolsters, blankets, eye bags, anything that's needed in order to bring yourself into your final space of Savasana, of relaxation. Take one slow, last, long, deep inhale. Pause for 2 counts. And then gently, slow exhale. Come back to allowing your body to breathe you. Take a moment as you're here, sinking into your mat. Total softness and relaxation. Just observe how your body feels now versus how it felt when you first came onto your mat this morning. Let everything rest. Let everything release. Let everything soften. Very gently, very slowly, begin to find your way back, starting with fingers and toes, hands and feet. Allow your body to move gently, move in the way it most desires. Come back into your breath, and if your body says yes, stretch, arms up overhead, fingertips to toes, bones to skin. And then when you're ready, draw your knees high into your chest. Give yourself that one last hug. Beautiful. And when you're ready, roll yourself onto your side. Gently press yourself up, hands to your heart, thumbs to rest at the sternum and the heart point. Y'all, thank you so profoundly much for making time for yourselves, time for your breath, time for your practice. I honor the divine in you that is the divine in me, that is the divine in all of us. Namaste, and may the blessings be. Thank you, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to, nope.